hope you have been keeping well. Welcome back to episode 6 of Weekly Bee. Today I'm going to be telling you about how my Lyra dress is going, as well as my knitting projects and an update on what is going on with my new website. She is now completely finished, but I am on the fence about one little detail, the waist seam. So I shortened the bodice so that I could have the waist seam be more on my natural waist, but unfortunately the weight of the skirt is pulling the bodice down, and now the seam for the waist is lying on my belly. I'm not keen on it highlighting that area of my body, but at this point, either I suck it in when I'm wearing the dress, or I'm going to have to unpick both button stands, shorten the bodice, reattach the button stands, and then I'm gonna have to redo the hem as well, which is not something I feel like doing right now. So I'm just gonna leave the dress as is. As for sizing, I ended up making a size 3 on the top, which is one size smaller than my measurements, but I did have to widen the sleeves a little bit just to give me enough wiggle room. I lengthened the skirt up to just above my ankles, and it's just one tier, and I also put in some side slits. I am going to wear the dress for the first time on Saturday this week, which is going to be the 22nd of March, because it is my monthly Sew and Bond sewing social. If you'd like to join us, there's only a few spots left, so check the link in the description box below on how to book your place. When I was finishing the sleeves on my Lyra, I decided to have them shorter instead of full length, because full length is just a bit formal for me for everyday wear. So I cut them to 3/4 length and added elastic to them. With the bits that I chopped off, instead of throwing them in the bin, I decided to make a matching scrunchie. So I ended up having 2 rectangles left over from the sleeves that I just sewed together, meaning that my scrunchie has 2 seams, but you can barely tell. To finish off the scrunchie, I just top stitched right around because I prefer that kind of look on my scrunchies. In other sewing news, this week I have finished filming a step-by-step tutorial for you to be able to complete my soon-to-be released Roma Necessaire bag pattern. This one has been a long time coming. It has been about 6 months now that I have been on this bag, tweaking, testing, filming, and hopefully we shouldn't be too long to be able to release the bag. My partner has been helping me build up a new website, and he should be on his final days at last to be able to launch the website and launch the bag pattern at the same time. So please stay tuned. Make sure that you do subscribe to my channel so that you can be kept in the loop and not miss out on release dates. Now, I'm not sure if you do this, but I like to keep track of when I start my projects and when I finish my projects, especially knit projects, because they take quite a lot of time to finish. I am now happy to say that my socks are finally finished, and when I went back to check how long I'd taken to do them, it was just under 5 weeks for 2 little socks. Who knew that I would take so long to knit 2 socks? But on the plus side, I sewed both of them together and I finished both of them at the same time. I don't think I would have gone back to sew the second pair after maybe taking 3 weeks to sew one and then another 3 to sew the second one. I definitely don't think I would have gone back. Now that they are finished, I just need to wet block them, but I don't have a sock blocker. So my dilemma now is, do I get a sock blocker to block the socks, or do I just wet them and lay them flat out to dry? I'm not really sure what I should do, because this is only the second pair of socks that I have knit. So if you're a sock knitter, please let me know how you block your socks. Now that my socks are finished, I can finally pay my full attention to my gumdrops sweater. The back bodice is now finally complete, and I am very happy with how I have played with my colors. I also made a start on the front bodice already, and I am basically halfway through the front bodice too. Once I finish the front bodice, I'm going to hopefully not forget to crochet some vertical stripes all the way up, which is going to cross the horizontal stripes, because I am going for a bit of a tartan look. If I do forget though, it's not going to be the end of the world, because I suppose I can just crochet them even after I've seamed the shoulders. I think I am going to run out though on the purple yarn for this, so I might have to get another ball or so to be able to finish both the sleeves. So 1 skein of this Yarn Smith Merino DK Superwash has been enough to complete the back bodice, as well as a little bit of the ribbing on the front bodice. This one I'm probably thinking is going to be enough for the rest of the front bodice and a little bit of the sleeve. I'm not sure if the 3rd skein I have left will be enough to finish the full 2 sleeves. So I'm gonna have to wait just a little bit more to see if I have enough. Since my Lyra dress is now finished, I don't exactly have a plan on what I want to work on next. I do know that I have a gap in my wardrobe for bottoms, so trousers, skirts, as well as dresses. Knowing that, I pulled a few patterns from my stash last night, and they are the Caramel jumpsuit by Nina Lee, the Tilly and the Buttons marigold trousers, and the ruby skirt by So Over It. I don't exactly know which one I want to work on next, so if you can, please help me choose on what project I should be working on next. If I choose the Caramel jumpsuit, I don't want to attach the trousers to it because it's just a pain to go to the toilet all the time. So if I go with that one, I'm going to attach a skirt instead. If I choose to go with the marigold from Tilly and the Buttons, I'm not going to do the jumpsuit either for the exact same reason I mentioned for the Caramel jumpsuit. I would just make the trouser portion of that one. And if I go for the ruby skirt, I'll just make the ruby skirt as is. I will do it differently though to my first one, because if I remember correctly, I shortened the waistband because I didn't have a wide enough elastic in my stash. And when I wear the skirt, it tends to fold in at the waist, which I don't like that. Hopefully this time I have a wide enough elastic in my stash for me to make it wider so it sits nicer on my waist. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can keep in the loop for when my website and my new Roma Necessaire back pattern releases. That's it from me today. Bye for now.